We have found RGD as 1.16 mega ohm. Actually, we have found this RGD for what purpose? To find which parameter? Time constant, right? So which time constant now we are going to find? Tau GD. So all of you find tau GD. Yes, one of you can tell me the expression for finding tau GD. Sandosh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how to find tau GD? Now you have find RGD, you have already found out. How to find the time constant? Time constant is a product of resistance.
Yeah. Resistance into capacitance, sir.
Very
RGD into CGD.
Okay. So RGD and CGD, you have to multiply together. CGD is again given in the question. It is one picofarad, I guess. Yeah, it is 1 picofarad. So one is in mega ohm, another one is in pico. So 10 to the power 6 into 10 to the power minus 12, it will become 10 to the power minus 6, right? So 1.16 into 10 to the power minus 6, you need to convert into 10 to the power minus 9. So accordingly, you have to adjust it, multiply by 1000. So it will become 1160 nanoseconds. Otherwise, you will be getting in microseconds. I'm not going with microseconds. Why? Because the previous answer was in nanoseconds. So I should convert into nano. Let me clarify you. This is 1.16 mega. Mega means 10 to the power 6. This is 10 to the power minus 12. 10 to the power minus 6 and 10 to the power minus 12 will become 10 to the power minus 6. Correct now? So answer is 1.16 into 10 to the power minus 6. Now what you have to do? You have to convert into nano. So to convert into nano, I should multiply with the 10 to the power minus 3 and divide it with the 10 to the power minus 3. So that 1.16 by 10 to the power minus 3, it will become 1160. And the remaining can be considered for our unit nano. Right? So answer is 1160 nanoseconds. So as of now, you got both the time constants tau GD as well as tau GS. Now we will add the two time constants together and take the reciprocal. So this was our expression for omega h, right? As per our theory, whatever we have discussed in the last class, the cutoff frequency is defined by the reciprocal of.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how did you get the capacitance in nano, sir? Should be in.
Yeah, first it will be in micro initially.
Sir, it will be in 10 power minus 6, no, sir. It will be 1.16 into 10 power minus 6, no, sir.
Yeah, but I have to convert into nano.
Nano means we have to divide it by another 1000, no, sir. So how is it getting multiplied?
See, small quantity means this will be large, the numerical value will become large, right? Unit is becoming less. Nano means this will become large, right?
Yes, sir.
I will explain once again. You are getting 1.16 into 10 to the power minus 6, right? Now what you will do? Yeah. You will multiply with the 10 to the power minus 3 and divide it with the 10 to the power minus 3. And I will take this 10 to the power minus 3 with 1.16. So 10 raised to minus 3, when it comes to the numerator, it will become 10 to the power 3. So that 10 to the power 3 is 1000. So 1000 into 1.16 will become 1160. And these two together, it will become 10 to the power minus 9. That is nano.
Understood, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Remember, 1 kg is nothing but 1000 grams, right? So if you're reducing the unit, the numerical value will increase. Unit is becoming small. From kilogram, you are converting into gram. Gram is small unit, but the value of the numerical figure, it is increasing. It is becoming 1000 gram instead of 1. That's it. So once you get the two time constants, what you have to do? In the denominator, you have to add these two, right? Time constant is nothing but the product of RC. So the two products you're going to add, then you will take the reciprocal. So tau GS plus tau GD, you will add and take the reciprocal. Both are in nanoseconds. So I can take 10 to the power minus 9 common. Tau GS is 80.8 with our previous result. Tau GD is 1160 with our previous result. Add these two, 10 to the power minus 9 is common because it is in nano. And check whether you are getting the same answer. Got the answer? Please take your calculator, work on it. $80.8 plus 1160 into 10 to the power minus 9, then reciprocal. Getting the same answer, right? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
The value of omega h, but we need to find our cutoff frequency. You know the relationship between omega and f. Omega is 2 pi f. So divide it with 2 pi. So your answer will be 128.3 into 10 to the power 3. Convert 10 to the power 3 in terms of kilohertz. Okay. That is 128.3 into 10 to the power 3 hertz. Convert that 10 to the power 3 into kilo. So your answer will be 128.3 kilohertz. So this is your final answer for this particular problem. So let me have a quick revision for the same question again, because this is very, very, very important. Okay. So we have an equivalent circuit which is given to you, and you need to find two parameters. One is your mid-band gain, and second one was your high frequency cutoff, FH. So in order to find this mid-band gain, what you have to do is you need to redraw the circuit in such a way that all the capacitance have to be discarded. All the capacitance has to be discarded or make it open, then redraw the circuit. After redrawing the circuit, you have to go with an expression for VGS in terms of voltage divider rule, and you have to go with the expression for V naught by using Ohm's law. So that was equation 1 and 2, right? Then what we will do is, I should need an equation connecting my V naught and VSIG. That is nothing but your AM. So I have to replace this VGS in terms of VSIG. So put 2 in 1 so that I will get an equation comprising of V naught and VSIG alone. So thereafter we can find the ratio, that is nothing but your mid-band gain. After that you can substitute the relevant parameters given in the question and we will conclude the answer. This is your first part that we have done. In the second part, we need to find the cutoff frequency. Normally, the cutoff frequency we can find in different ways. One way is by using the dominant pole concept. The other way is by using the entire pole, that is exact analysis. All the zeros and poles we will consider into account, and then we will make use of our general equation to find FH. But in this case, both those typical mathematical approaches will not work. Why? Because we are having a circuit as such, we don't have any functions given to us directly. So what we will do, we'll make use of this particular method called as open circuit time constant method. In this method, we will take each and every capacitance one at a time, and looking into that considered capacitance, whatever the resistance we are finding, that is our equivalent resistance. Now we need to multiply that equivalent resistance along with your capacitance to get the time constant. So first we will take the CGS, right? And we have taken our CGS. CGS is nothing but this particular capacitance. And if you see across the CGS, you are going to find two resistances which are parallelly connected, provided our voltage source should be short circuited for the analysis, right? So with a direct observation, we found that both the resistance are parallel, and we can get an expression for the, we can get the value of that equivalent resistance as RGS, multiply that RGS and the capacitance, you will get the time constant tau GS. In the second case, unfortunately, if you look into CGD, right, this was your CGD. So if you look into the CGD, we will not be able to get any resistance with a direct observation, unlike the previous case. So in that case, we have to insert a test current source and voltage source for analytical purpose. So I have inserted IX and VX, right, across the gate and drain. And we are supposed to find the ratio between VX and IX by applying KCL to the node gate and node drain. Okay. So first we will apply KCL to node gate or node G, and we have done with an equation comprising of IX and VGS. Okay. And after applying KCL to node D, we got another equation where I have an unwanted term, that is VGS. Why I am telling VGS is unwanted? Because I need the ratio between VX and IX, then only I will get RGD. So I need to replace VGS in terms of IX, which I have obtained from the previous equation. So after substituting, if you see this observation, we have only the terms Vx and Ix. So all the terms comprising of Ix we will take to the left hand side, and we will retain Vx in the right hand side. Find the ratio Vx by Ix, you will get the equation. Substitute all the parameters, we will get the resistance value, and multiplying with the corresponding capacitance we have considered, put it in the same unit. Make sure that the two units of the time constant are same. If you have retained our tau GS is nanoseconds, means the tau GD should be nanoseconds. So convert micro into nano, and then you can add it and take the reciprocal. That will be your omega h. After finding omega h, then we will simply divide it with 2 pi. So that will make your cutoff frequency. So with this expression or with this particular analysis, it is understood that 128.3 kilohertz is your desired frequency, cutoff frequency, at which your gain is being reduced to 70.7% of maximum value. Okay. Or your power, the load, the output power that is coming across a load resistance, it is becoming half of your maximum power. Right? So that is the significance of this particular frequency. So till this frequency, the gain will be constant, and that gain is nothing but your mid-band gain. That will be what? What is the gain? 10.8. This was a gain that we have obtained till 128.3 kilohertz. Okay. So after this particular frequency, the gain has drastically reduced. It is becoming half. It is becoming 70.7% or 0.707 into 10.8. That will be the gain at this particular frequency. So a question will be like this also. Find the gain at this particular frequency. Then you have to work on it. That is, you know that at FH, the gain will be 0.707 of the previous gain, mid-band gain. So you will need to multiply 0.707 into 10.8. That will be the gain at this particular frequency. I hope the concept is clear for you. Any doubts, students? So today itself, you just work on it, this particular problem. If you have any queries, you can ask me. This is very important.
Yes, sir.
So let me end the meeting. Thanks for joining. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.